LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our second map of GoodJob versus FlipSide. We're going to be going into this fairly soon, and well, while we're waiting, we might as well look at some of the live betting odds. It did FlipSide, still the firm favourites to take this and the second map as well. We are going to be seeing whether or not they can do so. Now, this is of course their choice, so no surprise to see them with the heavier odds in this the second map, but at the same time, GoodJob definitely were able to kick things off to a strong start. I do feel like it's going to be very difficult for them. Obviously, not only losing their best player, but him now being on the other side. So that's definitely going to make things a little bit more difficult. Dobry still had a pretty strong performance on the previous map, and we'll see whether or not they can at least put up a decent standing. But realistically, FlipSide should be looking to close this out from here on. Either way, we are going to be shortly going into this one. Yeah, Savici has died. That's sad. It's weird because he stopped doing like concerts. Right, was it 2016 because of health reasons? But I don't think anybody expected it to be this bad. But then again, nobody's actually said what happened to him. So. Yeah, to be honest, I don't bet at all. Not for me. I don't enjoy it, so I just don't do it. That's pretty much it. I can definitely see the appeal of it, but most of the matches I watch are just because I either like the game or the person who's casting. So either way, we are into this one. It's going to be our pistol on the way. Coffee has himself the kit and the smoke. We are going to be looking at all of that utility. Box has just gone running through. Now, the problem is this gives so much information over to this CT side. Well did it. I'm going to do a little bit of damage through the wall, but they need to get their move on. Now, if FlipSide push now, it's not too much of a problem that there's a hefty flank coming in. However, if it's too much longer, it will be a problem. But they have got in. They've got the bomb down. Now they can start to expect this flank to begin to be coming. So the likelihood is they'll have somebody watching the angles. It's actually going to be a 5v5 retake, which not something you see too often. Already, a couple of trades, but it goes the way of the CT side, and the aggressive pushes just aren't working out. The man down below gets one, but now it's all left on to World Edit. 1 versus 3. They've got the bomb plant, but I'm not expecting too much more. There was a kit in play as well, although they are not actually using it. Peek out! World Edit gets one and the second as well! I have no idea how he's got away with that, but now he could look to play with that time a little bit more. Goes running away from Dobry. Oh, this is Sly. He tries to get the final kill, but it won't matter. How does World Edit get away with that? Sick round from him in the pistol, and FlipSide are going to take it 1-0. T-side. Love their SMGs in the second round. We saw 5 MP9s on Cobble. We're seeing a load of MAC-10s into this second. Alongside Lollipop, who has 1 rifle. And it's the Galil. Does that even count? I'm not sure it does. Decent chance for them to make a lot of money in this round. With a bomb planted and no kit, it's not going to be easy for the CTs to get back into this one. Box does have himself a scout alongside some armor. Going to be pushing back in towards the site. Foot of World Edit was spotted. Doesn't really need to peek here. Lollipop is going to be holding the cross. Already manages to net 1. Has support from World Edit to get the second. And Box is just going to be looking to try and save himself this scout. Does manage to hit a shot onto Markelov and at least takes an extra player down with him. Actually, we'll take down Wild Edit as well. So at least a costly round. The one rifle will be saved. And I wonder how many more FlipSide will purchase up into this next round. Yeah, I think Wild is one of those players where when he has a good game, it's normally ridiculous. Like, I don't see him as a sort of, oh yeah, an average 20 kill player. It's more of like, he'll get like 8 kills or he'll get 30. Like, it's not, there's not many times when you'll just see him in the middle ground. Pretty sure up until recently, it was actually him who had the most kills in a half. Obviously now it's owned by another Russian instead, Flamey. And, well, peeking in with a scout there, just wrecked. We will see Zed able to pick up one. I'm going to be seeing whether or not he can do anything more. Will be Coffee the only one left. Trying to hold on to this one. But ultimately, this should be a fairly simplistic cleanup now. Who is Zed? Oh, he's just changed his name from Zed, Sad Zed to Zed. Okay, that confused the hell out of me for a second. I was like, who is Zed? He changed his name midway through the game. Thank you very much for that. Maybe he's no longer sad. He's happy Zed. I don't know why, because they're currently losing 3-0, but hey. He's gone from sad Zed to mediocre Zed, and maybe if they win this game, he'll be happy Zed. That would be great if they win this map, if he now calls himself that. Well, no, on HLTV, he's actually called Sad Zed. This is why you need 2 casters. What? So that I'm not talking about random stuff. I haven't run out of stuff to say, I just feeling a bit lazy today. I could speak for the country if it was necessary. The country, wow. Brilliant word song. Either way, we're going to be going into the next round. It's going to be 3-0 and CT side. They do have themselves a decent buy here, but there's some limitations. You don't have any kits. Smokes will be in, but there's no incendiaries. And the majority of them don't even have hand armor, which isn't going to be too much of a problem. You've always called him just Zed. Fair enough. Yeah, you shouldn't doubt me, Skeetley. That's your biggest flaw. No, I'm joking. You can doubt me all you want. We are going to have T-side just setting up into the playground. They've not really taken too much map control just yet, but as I said, this is the map choice of FlipSide. Now we're waiting to see GoodJob actually turn the tide. Show us what they've got, and Box will do just that. Finds the opener. Going to smoke out towards long. He is in a slightly problematic scenario. Just going to be waiting for Doom, potentially. Especially as they now look to push towards him. They've got a player holding towards long, and Box, well, unfortunately, is facing the wrong angle. And Blade will even fly past and take his head off. FNX spotted, but maybe Blade didn't actually see anything. That was potentially a bit of a mistake. Once again, we're going to see the jumping shots. It seems like they enjoy doing this, but they do have to watch out. FNX is in the back lines. That's the biggest problem. Holding from behind. We are going to have Coffee. To push up. Does spot out World Edit, but doesn't manage to connect the shots. There's not that much time left, and actually, he's going to find one. Look for the second, hits the dink, but doesn't do enough damage. Markolov is going to be falling back. Now, if he can find the kill onto Zed, he has himself a chance, but instead just goes walking in, and now the likelihood looks slim. I almost wonder if it's worth World Edit just saving here, but into a 1 versus 2. You're going to expect them to want to take this fight. Molotov, that should be it now. There's no way he's winning it, and by the looks of things, he is just going to go and save his weapon instead. 3-1. T-side will definitely... Well, actually, I don't know. They've taken so much damage over the last few rounds that they don't actually have that much money. They will have a buy, for sure, but They're already fairly skint, and the CTs, saving a couple of players, will be able to buy well themselves. EPG match. EPG match was never going to be on this channel. 15-15, then I stopped watching because 4 is an EPG. Okay. Yeah, FlipSide flying around. Here we go, though. Both teams do have a buy. Interesting to see that Markelov's... Oh, no, sorry. Waylander's got a Galil when Lollipop has almost 4,000 and World Edit has 2,700. So, could have easily been dropped an AK. Don't know why, but, already, Blade finds the opener. Pushing into the site, Markelov is met with another kill. However, it is just going to be traded out. And again, we're looking at a 3v3 situation. Vignex finds one more, and once again, it's going to be problematic. World Edit gets one. Waylander with the trade, and actually, maybe he should use the Galil. 4-1. It is going to be CT side with an instant reset. They win one round and then lose all of their money straight back. A strong start now for FlipSide, and while I almost feel like the CTs sort of have to force into this one. They've got 2 grand, which on most of their players, which could leave them with around 4,000 going into the next round, but actually going to save. I'm surprised. I can understand it, but at the same time, you kind of think that, well, you've been doing so much damage onto FlipSide's economy, you don't have the money in the next round anyway. How? How has he just done that? That's a double tap to the face of Blade, removed from the server within a few seconds. I'm going to have a bit more of a push into the connector. Dobry just looking to try and hide in the corner. Takes a bit of damage from the nade. This should be an easy round for the T side, and this should be a chance for FlipSide to actually make some money. That's the biggest problem so far. Their money hasn't really gained at all. They're still around the 2,500 marker, even though they've won 4 of the 5 rounds. And the CT side, if they can limit them again, then going into the next round, it will be a much better buy. Ready? Zed, a little bit of extra damage. However, this is where the round should pretty much end. Coffee, just going to go for the YOLO plays, has absolutely nothing to lose, so I don't see why not. Good job, more like bad job. Oh, God. See, that's a pun I've been trying to avoid pretty much all the way through this game, because it's just so bad. How? How are you doing this? 2 kills now. Already, if they get 1 more, then this round, I would say, is a failure for the T side. Even now, I would say that's not the best. You're playing up against straight USPs and losing 2 players with individual peaks. Box. Can he do anything more? Oh, he's very close. That would have been such a good kill for them to get. And the bomb's not going to go off, so there's no chance of dying to that. But we are going to be 5-1 up in favor of FlipSide. Now is where the CTs need their resurgence. And as said, it's not even going to be that good a buy. This is what they saved for. It is rifles at least, but they've got no kits, they've got no head armor. Not that that will play a part. We'll see. Can GoodJob get themselves on the board, in the game? Or is it just going to be a runaway T-side from FlipSide? Box. Looking for that early aggression. Obviously, we know that FlipSide like to play these rounds fairly slow, and you can just see them setting up. I want to say in a default, but they haven't actually taken very much map control at all. They're very passive indeed. Maybe expecting some sort of aggressive pushes, so just gathering up together. However, it does mean that Box has actually managed to get past the threshold of what they would have expected. And he is going very aggressive indeed. In for the peak. He probably heard the scope of Markelov. It means he can just look to double back around. Dobry's going to win the duel in the connector as well. And already a man advantage stuck. Waylander, obviously a little bit confused. And Box has now found himself the bomb. The only problem is there's 2 players pushing onto his position. If he can even just get one of them, it's a success. But he needs to get one of them. And the problem is he doesn't even know that Waylander's currently pushing him behind. And that will now be a 2-for-2 trade. And the CT side with limited utility and no kit. That leaves them in a bit of a predicament. However, with 2 players over towards this B site, and the bomb seemingly heading in that direction, there's a good chance that they could still actually take this round. Okay, it's the FAMASs, okay, as said, they've got no utility to play with. But at the same time, 20 seconds left. All they really have to do is wait, but here we go. Push onto the site. Molotov looking to clear them out. Bomb dropped. Coffee finds another. This round is done. Blade, he's got 10 seconds to play with. They know it as well. He does manage a first, but the remainder are just waiting in behind, and it will be 5-2. CT side, they've done so much damage that we already spoke about it, the fact that the money's not going to be great. And this is a prime example of FlipSide. The time gets to them. They have to run into a site without actually clearing anything, and it means that, realistically, there was only a slim chance that they'd win that round. Aggressive start from Dobry. Finds the opener. Has to be careful. Multiple players around the connector, but this buy is already so limited for FlipSide. Box is already going to find a second. Markelov finds one. Lollipop actually does manage to trade, fighting his old teammates tooth and nail, and he's doubled down. Making this possible, but both players tag significantly. Now, well, good job looking to try and rotate back. Now, Coffee's in such an aggressive position that it'll be brilliant for if World Edit pushes. But if Lollipop just goes onto the B site through Monster, he's not actually going to have too much hope in stopping him. Push will be coming in. World Edit. Oh, the timing, but he still hits the shot. However, his teammate actually goes pushing in and meets Coffee instead. Peek out. World Edit needs to hit the instant shot, and he does damage, but it's not enough. CT side will live to fight another day as they get their 3rd round on the board. However, I wonder if there's a temptation to force from FlipSide, just with the amount of damage they actually did in that round. I reckon they'll probably take the save and just wait for the next, but damn, that was close. Just a few pistols in this round for FlipSide. They'll get 2,400 into the next, and that will enable them a buy, and Box is already going to kick things off with the opening kill. Still, though, 2 trades back. This is already a success in my eyes. Keeping the economy honest of GoodJob. They've already managed to net not only an M4, but an AWP, which, well, although World Edit may not be the AWPer for this team anymore, he's still the one-eye renown as the sort of best AWPer for this team. Bait being held with the P250. They may not expect him to have the AWP, although FNX should have heard the scope. The flashbang is absolutely perfect. World Edit looking to just spam away, and he can't switch to the AWP quick enough. Lollipop is going to be pushing over towards this B site, and actually, Zed may have made the wrong play here. He's going to go pushing forward, and instead, the bomb site will be left completely open. Bomb plant is going to be going down, and they have their chances in the after plant. Now, Blade doesn't have anything. Realistically, Lollipop should give him the CZ. Give him something to play with. Instead, he's going to go down with all the weaponry available to them, and Blade, in all honesty, I would just run away and try and find that AWP. That's probably the best case from here. Instead, he's going to go down. CT side are going to start defusing that bomb. You can see FNX is just going to go running to get that AWP. But, yeah, I kind of wish Blade had just done this himself. Gone, run away, got the AWP, and just let them have the round. Rifles juggled, so the CT side do at least save what is needed of them. But an extra bomb plant definitely helps FlipSide to get themselves a much better buy. In fact, if Markelov wants it, he can even buy up an AWP, which he will. CIS teams hate saving. I don't know. Yeah, FlipSide playing an official, of course. LAN finals of this will be played in what is called the Palace in Kiev. So, obviously, for FlipSide, some of the players, it'll be a pretty big deal if they would manage to qualify for it. It's definitely going to be tough, especially if, well, once you know what I know, you know who the invited teams are to the second stage of the qualifier, you find it unlikely that FlipSide are going to be the one team getting through. Of course, CIS Qualifier, there is only one team. One team from America, and then 2 teams from EU. Waylander, nice start, hits the headshot, but Zed will be there to trade. 5-4, it's been a streak of 3 rounds now for the CTs. Blade will get the pick, and actually, now this B site has been left completely open once again. World Edit holding off rotations, even sprays through the smoke, and World Edit on the rifle doing the work. Leaves it all onto Box, who, well, he's just going to look to try and hold on to that AWP. And even then, you look at the amount of money that's left on GoodJob. It really shows how much damage has been done over the last few rounds from FlipSide. A maximum of 3 players surviving in that last few rounds, and it's important. It's integral that he manages to hold on to this gun. World Edit likely to push into his doom. However, there is going to be Lollipop coming in on the flank, and that's going to be an easy execution. AWP not needed. They already have themselves one. And now the CT side, the question is, do they even bother to force into this round, as they may just want to save once again. CT side, they are going to force it. It's actually challenging for the most boring game of the day. That's not very nice. Why would you jump with an AWP? You're trying to recreate Cold Zera's Mirage clip. There you go, that's a reason. Not a good one, because we're not on Mirage. But, yeah, there you go. It's a reason nonetheless. T-side with a massive advantage in this round, although there are CZs and who even knows anymore. Lollipop 21k should change his alias. I don't know what you're talking about. To prove Kiltquee's innocence. That's not a bad reason either. Although it could prove your guilt. CTs still just somewhat stacking over towards that B site. Not anything too crazy though. They've left the rifle there as well. Can I have a big hug? Yes, you have to come and get it though. Bomb being rotated over towards this B site. Zed is going to be here up close. The rifle on the other side. A lot of this will come down to Coffee, and he's been left completely blind. That flashbang was perfect, but they don't check the close angle. Oh, no. Box has managed to find another one with this CZ. It's happening again. He's going to win it as well. Counter-Strike at the moment, in a nutshell. The CZ with a double and Box closing it down. FlipSide, they've made many, many mistakes. Now all they can do is invest into pistols. The last 4 of 5 rounds going the way of GoodJob, and it's looking like the same will happen again. Already, leg shot hit. Oh, is he going to hit the dunk? Oh, that was so close. He deserved it. Waylander, just kill yourself. I think he earned that kill. Box. Okay. Letting Blade get a little bit closer. Maybe even too close for comfort. It will finish him off eventually. Lots of support as well from his teammates, and fairly simplistic cleanup in this round. Lollipop comes close to a kill, but close doesn't win anything. And well, in the end, Dobry is going to be there to close. 5 players surviving for the CT side means they will build up a little bit of money. But now we get the buy back from the T side. And actually, a couple of players without head armor. We'll see if that actually plays any part. No Tombas in the title. Why? You know what? Without that in the title, I'm not sure how you'd know it was me, Terry. I really don't. It could all just be an elaborate ruse. It's actually John Mills. He's given up his career as a pilot to cast CIS Counter-Strike. That nade. Filthy damage already onto Lollipop. Definitely some limitations to both teams' buys. Well did it looking to try and take the fight in the connector. Hey Wallacross, hey Sheffrey. I don't even know what that emote is. B side again. They seem to love defaulting back towards this B side, and it hasn't been overly successful from them. The CT's with much more utility in these sort of rounds, and well, I will say the GoodJob, what they really have been successful in is aggression, and this time they haven't really gone for any. However, the flashbang is absolutely flawless. Slaughter of the T. Zed going to be left alone on the site, but the rotation is already in, and he's just surviving, already getting another kill for himself. 3 in the end, and what did it will eventually finish him off. It makes absolutely no difference. Box will close the round. 7-6 lead taken by GoodJob, and FlipSide over the last few rounds have gone a little bit flat. Thank you, Despo. Or Des... Oh, God. That's a log name. I'm going to call you Despo. Wow. Well, a round doesn't get much quicker than this. All 5 kills in the kill feed says it all. GoodJob have just shut that down completely without any problems at all. And it will be 8-6 in favor of GoodJob. Maybe they're looking to try and pull the turnaround. Now, they did have a decent CT half, actually, of Cobblestone. It was the T side that completely let them down. We'll have a buy once more for the T side. Again, World Edit does... Wait, why does World Edit not have head armor this time? World Edit, you can... World Edit, you can afford head armor. World Edit. Does he just like playing on hard mode? Starladder pays me a salary. World Edit, you can afford head armor. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Orp in once again for Box. Won't be up on the other side. It's going to be a quick push in. Already Coffee kicks things off, and Markolov's going to go down as well. It's looking like... Well, I was going to say a round, but Waylander quickly finds 2 kills. He's opened things back up. Leaving it... Lollipop on 1 HP, last legs at least. And World Edit, he's still vulnerable. He doesn't have that head armor. CT side have a decent amount of utility, or at least on Box. Although he's AWPing, so we may not expect him to use too much of it. But there we go, he's just going to start expending it all onto the site. Pop flash in as he goes for the peak, and Waylander and Lollipop close it down. A great start to the round, but ultimately it is going to be the last going the way of FlipSide. But after winning the pistol, that wasn't a particularly good half from them. I think GoodJob definitely did better overall. Now going on to the T side, we'll see if they can do it themselves. I think with him being kicked from FPL, I think it was literally just the language thing. Because if you're going to have this as like a sort of professional, like... Oh no, 7 rounds on the T side is not bad. 7 rounds when you're winning 5-1 is bad. Like, I feel like only getting 2 of the last 9 rounds is not something that FlipSide would be too happy with. If you want to go and ask Blade if he's happy with 2 out of 9, sure, go ahead. But I don't think he will be. But yeah. Definitely think there's still a chance for GoodJob in this one. Because they don't speak English. Yeah, that's it. It's like FPL is supposed to be Face It Pro League. They want it to be professional. So they want people to play properly. Obviously, a lot of it is sort of pug style, which is fine. But if you literally can't communicate with your teammates, then I think that's a different story. Now, obviously, that means that they're probably going to upset some people, but I somewhat agree with it. I agree with it. If he can't talk to the other teammates, then it's not. It can't work. Like, all of those players will play bad. And for some of the players, it's a big deal. Like, this is a way to get noticed. This is a way to, like, I think you can make some money or decent money if you can get to the top of FPL. So, yeah. Either way. Second pistol will play a pretty big part in this one. We are just waiting for them to get back underway. Did you cast another game yesterday? Yes. Wendigo versus Extartus. Yeah, Keto got banned for a very different reason. FlipSide should win this. Really. They're going on to the CT side. This is their map choice. They won the first map. This is theirs to lose, really. There we go, though. We'll see. GoodJob have invested quite a bit of money into utility in this one. There's going to be 4 players over towards this B site. It is a stack. Flashbang is absolutely perfect. Waylander will manage to get 1, and the players are still blind. More utility being expended. Great use of flashbangs from Markelov. And while this is looking bleak now, World Edit picks up another double, and Coffee is going to be the only one remaining. Looks like the scoreline's about to be equalized unless he can do something incredible in the clutch. If Freiburg wasn't streaming, nothing would have happened. It's very much possible, yeah. Well, the only thing I will say is if it was said in the game and they told, like, obviously they've got their little council thing, I reckon something would have happened about it. But what I will say is it's worth saying that sometimes stuff like that can be down to culture. I know that sounds like I'm giving him an excuse, but I know that certain words in certain cultures are not so bad as what may be considered in other places. But obviously, I think the ban is pretty much warranted. This fight is definitely interesting. But I'm waiting to see if Coffee will finally die. There you go, Markelov will deal with it. But it is going to be 8-8. T-side likely to try and force this one. And we have seen quite a few second round wins. It's getting worse recently. MP9s, again. Although Markelov has ruined the trend by buying up a scout. Yeah, I don't really know how Coffee lasted that long. I'm surprised, to be honest, that he didn't turn into Ice Coffee. Ah! Kill me. Did JW really say that? That was tragic. Yep. It was. But that's what I'm going for with my casting. Tragic. T-side, they've got the CZ, so if anything, they probably have the better buy in this round. I like FlipSide's dedication to the MP9. I'm a big fan of that. Shredder. Eventually, it will catch on. Everybody's gonna call it the Shredder. Probably not, but I'm gonna keep trying. Box gonna survive, and actually, they are gonna go pushing in. Waylander up close, waiting on the other side of the smoke. Actually, does damage through, but it's 2 quick trades back, and both players on the site are dead. MP9's being picked up. Markelov trying to find something through the smoke, but sort of living on a player. Player? Oh, well, that's a very different song. Looking like you're going to see a boost up here. Finyex finds one and a second as well, and that's the round done. Blade will try and at least make himself a little bit of money. His opponent pretty low. He doesn't have a kit, so not really expecting too much. I'm kind of bored of the CZ winning rounds now. It's not very entertaining. Can we get it nerfed, please, Valve? Like, it's silly now. It was funny at first, but gone too far. 9-8, good job. Are going to win themselves a second, and well, at least with the MP9 buy, it means that there wasn't too much to pick up. I suppose that's the only positive for FlipSide with losing that second round. But that's the sort of high risk, high reward of investing into all of those SMGs. That's the difference, though. If you win a round with SMGs, you've taken a risk, you've been rewarded. If you win a round with CZs, I don't think you've taken that much of a risk. But anyway, we're going to see a couple brought back up. Markelov will be saving. Actually, wait. No, he won't. Why does Markelov have so little money? CZ, a couple of flashbangs. Okay. I suppose they just didn't have much cash. Blade is going to be saving cash to make sure an AWP can come in if needed. Ready. A little bit of extra damage done. There's still a chance that they could turn this around. Yeah, all second rounds are just being won by CZ. It's genuinely, it's just ridiculous. It was like the sort of Tech 9 rush that was just being thrown in when people could just run and gun with it. It's silly. And it costs so little. It, as you said, at certain ranges it's better than an AK, which, again, is just ridiculous. And it's like, the nerf that they did originally was like, yes, but now look, you only get $100, or look, you can't switch to it as easily. It's like, yeah, but if people are just using the CZ, it doesn't matter about that. .30 seconds left on the clock. The T's starting to run out of time. They are going to go rotating back towards the B site, where only Waylander sits. Doesn't have much support either, and well, realistically, this round should be over fairly quickly. I don't imagine he's going to be able to hold on to this one. We'll need support very soon indeed, and should be able to call to the rest of his team. The only thing that could stop them winning this is the time. Literally getting down to the last few seconds. Bomb plant going to be coming in, and he'll try to deny it, but he fails. Pretty much just baited by the bomb. Yeah, no, Tech 9 rush on short. Also, there was just a plat rush on cobblestone with Tech 9s. That was so dumb. Dobry should have himself a free kill, and eventually does. And the CT side are just going to have to save the remaining weaponry. Not going to have a buy into the next round. It will be an eco and a world edit tries to hit a fadeaway shot, but all it is just those remaining couple of weapons. Markelov, oh, he's not going to have enough for an next round unless it's dropped to him by Blade. But I was sort of thinking if maybe someone could buy Kevlar behind that Mac 10. Okay, never mind. Blade's opted for a CZ and flashbangs instead. A little bit of damage done by World Edit with the scout, but not anything to really write home about. And the T's should be taking themselves an 11th round on the board. Still needing to see a resurgence from FlipSide, otherwise we will be heading over to our third and final map. Maylander up close with the CZ. Markelov be able to find one. That's actually an extra $600 for him, which is going to be a big difference. That will allow him an AWP, and he's managed to get a second as well, so he's going to have a very good buy going into the next round. What's GoodJob's nationality? Oh, I always get this one mixed up. I'm sure someone in the chat can tell. Belarus. There you go. Kruken's got it covered. Waylander's just found another. Is this actually gonna happen? Box, he's gonna die. Oh my god. No. No, that's so dumb. 4 CZs with no armor and 1 guy with a scout and armor is enough to beat 4 AKs and oh my god. Oh wait, actually there was a Mac 10 in there as well. Can we just have a gentleman's agreement that if this starts to happen again, I'm allowed to shoot myself in the head? Like, how did they lose that round? Blade already getting the opening pick, but it will be traded back, and he's going to fall, and it's looking like straight away GoodJob are going to win with the rifles. Game has got a little bit silly. Nobody over towards this B site either, except for Waylander, who actually has a secondary that's better than his primary. Push going to be coming in, and he's going to have to do something pretty damn heroic, although Lollipop in the backlines has managed one. Another for him. Waylander sprays away, and somehow it ends up with a 1 versus 1. Nade going onto the site, but look at this. Smart stuff, going to look to run back towards the A site. Give himself a much better chance. Gonna have a long rotation. Does have himself a kit. Only problem is there's so many places to check on this map, especially on the A site, that this is not going to be easy. You're going to check the angle. Nope. Box will close it. Straight reset onto FlipSide. The money, it's not going to be the worst in the world, but it definitely isn't going to be great. And I imagine with only 1 player surviving, they'll look to force straight back into this. Might as well. They've been winning the rounds with the CZs anyway. What do you think about Markelov AWPing? You know, yeah, I agree with you. I think one of World Edit's biggest strengths was just being able to go ham with the AWP. And taking that away seems a little bit weird. And I don't think Markelov is anywhere near as good. Not going to be much of an investment here for the CT side. Interesting to me, really, because even with 1900 into the next, they're not going to have a good buy anyway. I'm quite surprised we didn't see them force. Push coming down long. Much faster round from GoodJob, and Coffee already netting the opener. Actually, there's a chance for him to farm up a large amount of cash based off only pistols being on the other side. Lollipop will at least net 1. That's an extra $300 for him going into the next round. However, that will be all she wrote. GoodJob get themselves another round on the board, and this is what I mean. It's not even going to be a good buy coming in from FlipSide. I can get... What is this? Okay. Okay, that's kind of weird, but I guess why not? World Edit gonna be on an MP9 alongside Lollipop, and hey, let's see. Who even knows anymore? Yeah, Markelov. See, that's what everybody's argument though. It's like, oh yeah, Markelov was good in 1.6. Like, this is not 1.6. So I think I was fairly good at Halo 2. Does that mean I can play competitively in the current one? No. It's not actually, that's not even an even close comparison because I was not that good. But you get what I mean. It's like it's not the same game. Either way. See if they can make this force buy work. The T side yet to build up too much cash. Well, did it. Gonna go pushing, even without the flash working successfully. He still manages to find a kill. 50 seconds left on the clock. I feel like this is genuinely one of the slowest games of Counter-Strike I've ever watched. Like, they're so slow to actually go for these pushes onto the site. Wayland is still looking to try and find something here. Coffee's still waiting around the corner, and he will manage to win the duel. But again, it's just a quick trade. Now there's 30 seconds left on the clock, and the Tees are still yet to get anywhere near the sites. Two players will wait for them. They haven't even spotted that there's an AWP because Markelov is playing some of the most passive AWPing you'll ever see in your life. He's got to check towards long where the majority of players are pushing. He gets one. That should be enough, but actually Markelov hits the second shot as well. 12 to 10. Back on the board for FlipSide. Nifty was a rifler in COD and is now an AWPer in CS. Where would you put Blade tactically? I genuinely don't know anymore. I think his counter-stratting is actually pretty good. I'd say his counter-stratting is great. But I don't know about actual strategy. I feel like him coming up with new things. Like, you don't see too much innovation in their strategies. Whereas I feel like when it comes to him actually preparing for a team, he's excellent. T-side have got themselves a buyback in. Lollipop. Fairly aggro, but it's just going to look to fall back. Spots and does a little bit of damage, but not anything too crazy. After the initial aggression onto long, we're going to see a full rotation. The problem is they're now looking to double back towards World Edit and the B site. Molotov going to be going down and will hold them out and allows for the rotation to come back in. Waylander doing work, and although they try and actually spray down these players, they're not doing anything. FNX will eventually get one, but they've taken so much damage in return. Again, it's just going to be a fallback. Disjointed push. Blade and GoodJob are pretending to be Blade. I like it. 35 seconds. Still going to be pushing over towards this site. Blade looking to try and hold the cross. We'll do just that. Even now, there's only 20 seconds left. Nice shot from Coffee. Will at least open onto one. But Blade should have given his team this victory. They don't have any utility to actually throw back out. It's just going to go running into the site. Lollipop sprays away, and it will be an 11th on the board. But the bomb plant at least gives something. It will be 12 to 11 at least. Just going to retrieve a little bit of extra utility and try and pick something up along the way to make sure that they don't have to expend unnecessary cash. And the T's are probably going to spend maybe a little bit of extra money just on some pistols. I think buying here would be a little bit much. There's the argument that they've got their opponents fairly low, but I just don't think it's worth the risk in this scenario. Go cry now, hater. I don't even know who that's aimed at. You'll be lucky if they even push the site. 2K viewers with 2 people chatting. What do you mean? I'm chatting. Here we go, though. It is back to pistols, so that means they're probably going to win this round. Lollipop just looking to run away because he does not want to face off against the pistols. Take the range battle instead, and he will at least spray down 2 before the rifle goes back into his opponent's hand. We've got to watch out for Markelov, who's actually going to miss the shot. Gives a bit of an opening here. It will be 12 to 12. Pistol's not working out. Now the T's can buy. Chat thinks Tom Markelov hater. I just don't think he's a good AWPer. I think he's perfectly fine as like a supportive player. I think he's got a lot of experience, and I think he's got a smile that can light up the world. I just don't think he's a good AWPer. Like, I think World Edit is better, and I think if you're gonna drop World Edit off of the AWP, then get someone else in the team. Like, realistically, get a young talent, get someone who's flashy and ready to learn. It's the same Markelov as 1.6, yes. T-side back with a buy once again. It's been 3 in a row for FlipSide, but they still haven't built up too much cash. Right through the smoke, and are going to do a little bit of damage. Not anything to worry about. Needed a Geb update. Honestly, I think we need an M249 update. I don't know how a gun can be that expensive and so useless. FlipSide picking up young, flashy talent. No, I just, yeah, it's like they tried it once and it worked amazingly well. And it's just like, but no, we will never do it again. It's like, why? He has a CZ draw a circle around. Oh, Zed managing to get onto the site. Finds one. How do they get the second as well? No trades available. And the CT's looking like they may be about to dwindle once again. Not much utility, and they are going to be coming in for the retake. Although the retakes haven't exactly been too successful so far for FlipSide. And maybe they're not going for the retake. I don't even know what they're doing at this point. Lollipop. Is this really the plan? This is mental. How does he even get a kill there, in all honesty? Well, that's 13 to 12. Points for trying. He just tried to pot flash himself out. That, like, the fact is, it takes him about 5 seconds to hit the floor, and by that point, they've already spotted you. That was never going to work. Either way, CT side, they do have themselves a buy. A chance to reset the T's once again. Lollipop going to be lurking around the smoke, but this is a pretty important round. And if the CTs lose it, I could see GoodJob taking us to a third map. Mirage is waiting, looming in the distance. Oh, did it? Be looking for the peak. Coffee waiting round the corner. Timing actually works onto box, but it should be a very easy trade. And, well, we're going to see if Lollipop can do anything with that MP9. No, he can't. Markelov, however, with the AWP, will leave things into a 3 versus 3. Yeah, no, I can't wait for a third map, you know? It's so exciting. Fitch as well, yeah, I didn't even think about Fitch. T-side looking to push in towards the site. Blade is going to be waiting. Needs to do something here, and he doesn't even know that they pushed out Monster. Waylander will be able to trade things back, at least turn it into a 2 versus 2, and Markelov, I'm not even sure, realizes that it's over towards the B side, but Waylander, he's going to go pushing in alone. Leaves it into a 2 versus 1. Actually, just going to stick the plant. Pretty ballsy. I like it. Push comes back in. FNX in a close position, but Markelov will turn the tide. It is going to be 13-13. It's not done yet for FlipSide. Can't wait to hear more of my beautiful voice. I think it's going to get more patronizing and more sarcastic. It has a slight bit of static. I probably just haven't quite set it up properly, I'll be honest. It's a brand new mic. I bought the like Razer Siren Pro or something. Or Elite or one of them. Basically, I had the Razer Siren and someone was like, and I broke it because I'm an idiot. And then someone was like, yeah, buy the Elite, and I don't think it's better. It has less stuff on it, and I think it might be worse. Who do you want to win, Caster? No one, because I am unbiased and totally don't want to go to bed. Either way, T's have forced the issue here. They've gone for a buy. Buy Pokemon cards. Or collect Pokemon cards. Don't resell Supreme rubbish. Yeah, but Supreme in a t-shirt. It's worth money now. Bomb. Actually going to be dropped onto short. That's a bit of a mistake. Blade. Find himself a second. Well, FNX doesn't have any armor. Coffee's still managing to do damage at least. Problem is that bomb being dropped. That's what made things so difficult for them here. Sell exotic skins. Ooh, or give them to me. They shouldn't have any hope here. Pop Flash is going to come in. Blade will switch up onto the angle. One kill will come in, but Coffee is left with only 16 HP. And it will be Lollipop to end his life. Now the T's don't have much money going into what could be the end of this game. 14-13. Why do people rush with the bomb? That is a good question that I don't know the answer to. Tactical pause taken from GoodJob. I imagine this is to talk through what to do here. Now, the logical thing is to save. Get yourself the AKs and go into the next round with a buy. The thing that will probably work is buy now with CZs and just win. There you go. That is a Counter-Strike at the moment. Oh, there's one CZ. We getting any more? Few smokes. Okay, this is... I don't know if I like the idea of buying utility. That's great. But I feel like it's more valuable in the next round. Minus Waylander plus Mir or Cassandra or Fitch or Flourish. That could be cool. I think for sure, like, Mir should just be... If FlipSide can get Mir, that just should be done. Like, they shouldn't even be thinking about that. He is a beast. He would easily be the best player in this team. I don't think there's any argument there. The guy is a monster, so I don't know why that's not already been done. Nice cleanup here at least. A 15th round will be on the board. And it is going to be flawless as well. No damage done, no bomb plant, so it will be a bare bones buy. FlipSide have plenty of money. Do they? I genuinely don't know the financial state of FlipSide. From what I thought, they only paid people to play in majors, and now they don't even play in majors anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did have FlipSide to go 0-3 in the qualifier, and I was correct, and it felt good. Already, Markelov will pick the first kill. Actually, Lollipop has managed a second. Already looking bleak, but Zed will turn the tide back. At least catches Welded. Going very aggressive. Waylander, do not push that smoke. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have so much to live for. It just isn't worth it. FlipSide is an instant 0-3. Yeah, it was for me as well. The amount of people who told me I was wrong and then I got it right, I was just giggling. Waylander, he's managed to find one on the site. It is still going to be a 3 versus 2 as the push looks to come in. Blade is here alone, so if they can get rid of him, there's a chance, and they do. Dobry finds the opener. It's left onto Lollipop. And what? Welded? I was going to say Welded. It's Markelov. I keep seeing that up and it keeps throwing me off. Can he knock his lower team into the lower bracket? Then the X is not going to realize him in peeking in, and now Dobry is all that remains of GoodJob. He has to try and clutch this, finds the first, but it will be Lollipop to end it. 16-13, it is done, it is dusted. A 2-0 for FlipSide as they take themselves the victory. We are done for today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. If you have enjoyed, you can type !caster in the chat. We will have more games with, I believe, the upper bracket tomorrow, and of course the losers match as well. Either way, as said, that is all for tonight. Peace out. I've been